So welcome Ravi. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'm fine.
So Ravi, basically this is an initiative taken by few of your juniors, students of your college. So to make the students aware about your journey and the journey of their seniors, their friends and all.
Mhm.
So they have thought to create a channel in YouTube and upload few videos, few podcasts and all. So this is the first session we are having it. Okay. So welcome to our first session, first episode of this podcast. So let us start in this way. Just tell me something about your early childhood age. How have you, about your family, about your background and all.
Sure, sir. First of all, I'm very glad that I got the opportunity to be the first guest in your show,
You.
in your podcast. So, talking about my early days, so I have always been like from my childhood, I have been in from Howrah, and from there only I did my schooling, and I never went outside Howrah for any of my schooling time. So this was the first time I came out of Howrah, so, in for this college UEM.
So
For
your schools were also in Howrah
yeah,
region.
everything in
So
Howrah.
how
My
was your school
tuitions.
days?
So my school days were pretty normal. Like there was nothing very uh, like highlightable from my school days, I would say. But yeah, uh, if I think of any incidents which, like at present, I cannot recall anything which is of very much significant.
No,
But yeah.
in your school days,
Mhm.
means few students, few candidates are there who aspires to be an engineer, who aspires
Yeah.
to be a doctor. Anything in your mind when you are in the schools?
So I always liked physics, I would say, in my school days. So at present, I still do. I love physics, to watch physics content and understand physics and everything. So
So
yeah.
BTech was not there in your.
So BTech was a segue for to understand more physics. I thought that in BTech I would get more chance to see like learn physics and more. So yeah, it was sort of related, but yeah, not in my mind during
When
that
have
time.
you thought to do your BTech or do your engineering rather?
So after like in my I would say uh, in 10 I got the opportunity to take the science stream. I also loved, as I've already mentioned, that I like physics, so I was more lean towards science stream. So I took 11, 12 physics, chemistry, maths
From which school?
from St. John's till
St.
my
John's.
class 10, and from 11, 12 I switched to SMI.
Okay.
It's Sudhir Memorial Institute,
Mhm.
which was also in Howrah. So that time I took that time I did not have a computer as such, like
So
in my
not even
11th,
in your class 11th, 12th.
not in my 11th,
So you have not learned coding in your 11th and 12th.
no, no. I
Oh,
had
that's right.
coding in 9th and 10th, but
Okay.
it was sort of like very structural,
Basics.
basic format. Like I mugged up a few questions and it was enough. Like I had the idea of how to start the program and end the program, but in between the logic part was not very clear to me, but it has certain pattern which I can just um, practice few questions and I was able to clear the exam. So in my 11th, 12th, I did not have computer, but that time, like I was aware of the industry scenario, like what is happening in India, which had the more opportunities, which field, and what I am interested in. So the decision to take engineering as a subject was the what can I say, intersection between these two, like the market opportunities and what I was aspiring to be, or what I had interest in. So yeah, the engineering came to be a like
And,
highlighted choice that time.
after 12th,
So after 12th,
I mean, we have given your higher secondary examinations
yeah.
and you have passed. Then, uh, how is your journey? How have you joined your college?
So after 12th, I did not. So during that time, like first of all, I am very, what can I say? As I've already mentioned, right, from childhood, I always in my hometown, always with my parents. So there were various options of various colleges all over India to join at various places. So, but from my parents' side also, they wanted something which is nearby their house as well, and
This is very common.
Yeah. So from their side, they were like, find some college which is good, which will have, like, which you are also happy with, and which is near house also,
And you can have your career also.
and I can also have my career. So we had the options of, that time the UEM was just starting out.
Yeah,
Like,
2015, it had started in 2015.
yeah, it has started in 2015, and my I gave 12th on 2016. So I have to join in 2016. So I was going around and searching for colleges. So I came across IEM. So IEM was a well-known name that time. Even today, IEM is well-known. But that time, I went to IEM, and I had spoken to some of the faculties over there and some of the admin person there, and they suggested to join UEM. That UEM is a budding college, and they have high plans from UEM. Like, they are going to support UEM, like, in association with IEM. That time they, I guess they promoted UEM like that. That it is in association with IEM, and there were multiple
Opportunities.
multiple faculties who will be delivering lectures from UEM,
Yeah.
from IEM to UEM as well. So it kind of fitted all my, like, it checked all my boxes. So I decided to join UEM.
And how was your life at UEM, University of Engineering and Management, Kolkata?
Okay, so when we joined UEM, it was just starting off. Like,
Absolutely.
the what if I remember correctly, the currently
Only
UEM has
one
3 to 4 buildings now, and multiple floors.
Then,
but that time the first building was
this building was the only the
yeah, only the first floor was built, and there were no lifts. Like, it was under construction.
Absolutely.
Even the outside gates were under construction, so we had to like cross the bound, like, what can I say? There was no pathway to cross from the road to the
After
UEM
this
gate.
10 years, crossing these 10 years is feeling nostalgic also.
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
So how was your journey at UEM? Means
Yeah.
how have you started, and how have you prepared for your placements and all?
Right. So one thing which I was uh, like, which I knew from joining the, like, from the first day of joining UEM, that I have to put my efforts. Like, no, like, I had this whole experience in 11, 12. Like, there can be good teachers, there can be good uh, materials to study from, there can be amazing tests, mock tests, and everything. But what matters is you have to prepare by yourself. Like, it's up to you how you prepare yourself. Like, everybody will be there to help only if you are prepared. Like, only if you show yourself.
So your interest level.
Show your interest level. Show your
eagerness to learn.
Eagerness to learn, interest level, your preparation. All those things comes into play. After then, somebody will be able to help. Even if they want to help, they won't be able to help if you're not understanding, or you're not eager, you're not interested, basically. So that was clear in my mind, that if I had to get some opportunities from here onwards, I have to prepare myself.
Absolutely.
So that was the first, what can I say, mental model with which I came and joined university. And the subjects which I was opting for, which is computer science, as I mentioned, right, I did not have a very good background of computer science. So I knew that initially I have to work very hard to understand this whole subject, to clear my basics, and then something can happen.
So, yeah. The average mindset is this: college means masti, college means enjoyment. So, what was your feeling at that point of time?
Yeah, that was 100% there. Like, so it was not like at present I'm just speaking practically, whatever practically made sense. But that time I also had this thinking, like, first of all, I was so far away from home, so house restrictions were not there. Like, timing restrictions were not there. Like, when I'm going out of house, or when I'm going back to house.
But at that point of time, there was a huge discipline in you.
No, not for college. College side, there were discipline, like strict rules. Like, by this time you have to enter, by this time you have to exit. But from house wise, I'm saying that from house wise they loosen the control, because now they trusted me that he's going through this journey of a long distance. So yeah.
So now, how have you prepared for your placement, your strategy towards getting a job and all? When have it came to your mind in your first year, second year? When it came to your mind that now I prepare myself for to get a job or something?
Okay, so during my first year, so I did not give much of a thought of what exactly for preparing for placements. That time I was just trying to get accustomed with this whole syllabus, with the uh, what needs to be studied, basically what can be done. Also, I was like getting accustomed to the environment and everything. So after, I would say, at the mid of second year or third year, so I okay, for one thing that during my first year itself, I got interested in computer science, like computer as a subject, like coding, like
Coding part,
programming. Yeah. So I was able to understand very easily, or I would say I was able to catch things very easily. Like it felt very easy because I was starting from very basic. Like it was like a clean slate for me, and I was starting from very basic and
from the scratch itself.
yeah, from the scratch. So it became very easy for me to like go step by step from the basic. So I kept on practicing this programming from my part just to learn, not for the placement. My target was not to placement. I was genuinely interested in my first year for the learning programming. At the mid of second year, I would say I started with competitive programming sort of questions, like little bit complex questions. Complex, I would say, like storyline questions. Like it's a huge story. From there, you have to understand the question and you have to solve it. Just for the sake of it. Again, I was not starting for any targeting for any placement part. I was just going through whatever syllabus was there for the subjects, and I was doing my programming as a
Programming
practice.
using which language? C, Java?
I was doing C.
C, only C.
C.
At that point
That
of time.
Turbo C window, that whole thing. I was doing that, and sometimes I used an online compiler for convenience. Like anywhere you can start the compiler and do that, because most of the competitive programming have online compilers. So I was using that, but everything was in C. And I remember during one of the fest in college, so there was this a code golf tech fest. Yeah, it was a tech fest, and we had a code golf event. In that, the programming, the objective of that contest was to write minimalist code, like in less words. So that time I started using C, and I saw everybody was using Python, because Python has very less syntax while C has large syntax. So I thought that Python is a good language to
start learning Python.
Yeah, start learning Python. So I started learning Python side by side of C. And I will say that if you are like if you know one language properly, then it is very easy to
learn
other language, because the only thing is different is syntax. Other your thinking skills remain
same.
Are the same. Yeah, basics are the same, and the type of thinking you do for one language, like for solving a logic building is same. Whatever you do in C, Java, Python. So I would always suggest that go for one language, like practice as much as possible in one language, and then within 1 month you can learn another language very easily. So and C is very good for competitive programming because it's very fast language. So that is one of uh, the things. So yeah, at, at the end of second year, I was doing all this. After that, we had this all placement talks and placement, like we were made aware, because we did not have seniors, or we were not that following.
Had the seniors first,
we had that seniors, but they were not yet getting placement. Like at the end,
they were also in the fourth year.
Yeah, at the starting of third year, they started getting placements and all. So we came, we got awareness that yeah, placement is starting from our college, and after this is our turn. So from that time,
placement हो रहा है.
हाँ, कि placement हो रहा है, हमको भी लेना पड़ेगा, prepare करना. So that time it hit us that yeah, we have to prepare for placements as well separately, because placement is a whole different structure and whole different type of preparation. Like your exam preparation is different, placement preparation is different. So at the beginning of third year, I started preparing for placement, and while preparing for placement, it occurred to me that it is not that different. Like the structure might be different, like it's face to face, somebody will ask questions, but the questions were not that very different which were coming in our exams. If we take operating system, DBMS, all of those were already in our syllabus. So if we did our syllabus well, we were already 50 to 60% ready for our placement, and also the coding questions which were coming, we were already practicing that. So yeah, that's the thing. Like it's a personal realization for me.
Ravi, were there any, phase in your life where your plan doesn't work, you're stuck into, and you have to find out something different, anything like that?
Mm, During my placements?
Yeah, during your placement preparations and
Okay. So yeah, I would say like du- during my at the end of third year or something. So we had this code vita from TCS, right?
TCS code vita.
So I participated in that code vita contest and I was able to clear a few questions. So they called me for interview. So I gave the interview. My like that time I was very less prepared for interviews because we uh, first of all it was my first interview and I was very
And
nervous.
it had happened in third year, end of
At
third
end
year.
of third year, and it was out of like I did not expect interview so soon. Like we were just starting off with the mock interviews in college, and due to nervousness, I was skipping the mock interviews sometimes. Like, I was so nervous to give even the mock interviews. I would highly recommend that people should give mock interviews, and it's very useful.
This helps in preparation.
Very, very, very much. Like once you're accustomed with the like taking someone answering their question, it becomes very easy. Anyways, so I was able to crack the offer called I think Ninja
Hmm.
Ninja Profile. Uh, they again called for digital interview. Like they took another exam for the digital part. So I thought like once I have cracked the Ninja, now it will be easier for me to crack the digital and I will get higher package and all. So I planned it like that. But it did not turn out that way because I went to give the digital interviews. The questions which came that time made me realize that there are levels of questions. Like even I have practiced so much programming questions, I practiced some like beginner to intermediate level, moderate level, like. But the question which came that there made me realize that yeah, I have to practice more now. So yeah, that was one time like I was kind of set back because I was just gaining confidence that yeah, I can clear exam, I can give an interview. Now I can give for higher package. But yeah, that was one small setback.
How have you prepared for this placement? This is a very important question for the for your juniors also who are preparing for the and for the placements and all. So at your point of time, maybe the pattern is different or so, but how have you prepared?
So for placements, yeah, the thing which I said that mock interview is one of the key tool I discovered. So giving like first interview, I was very nervous. Like I was not able to properly communicate, but still they made. So I had this good panel in TCS that made it easier for me. That they were very friendly and all. But they encouraged me. So what I realized that giving mock interviews is one of the most important things because you can have so much knowledge, but you why
You can also know how what are the lacunas you have, and you can prepare accordingly, make your plan and all.
right,
That
right,
is also important.
very very important. So yeah, coding is also one of the most important part during the placements because as a technical person, like they will be expecting some level of coding knowledge.
How have you prepared your coding preparations during your before placements now? From
Okay.
this first year, second year?
Yeah, from the first year itself. So I started with as I mentioned, right? From the basics, I started understanding the coding. Like from what can I say, from pointers to everything. Like it's from C. I did not start with high level language, so it was easier for me to understand the underlying workings of all the things in programming. What happens? Then I started building logic on that. I practiced a lot of questions, so it was a continuous process. It was not like just before placement, 1 month before placement, I started like practicing.
For the day before you were planning
Yeah.
how to prepare.
So we did not. So if I remember, like we did not know that we usually like tomorrow is our interview. We would get a notification the day before that tomorrow is our interview. So we also did not know when will be our interview. So we
It's
have
very common in during the placement season.
yeah,
because,
like suddenly we will
suddenly
have a
it will come up
notification
and we have
that
to go by it.
correct. Suddenly we will have a notification that within 2 days please report at this time.
But at that point of time, in 2016, you have beaten in 2020.
Yeah.
There is a second batch.
Yes.
That was the second batch of UM Kolkata, and at that point of time, even it was not clear which of the companies are maybe coming.
Correct.
Okay, today it is very clear, but at that point of time, which company is coming, when it is coming, and
it was very
absolutely, I do agree.
It was very sudden that time, so we have to be prepared from beforehand. I think even today, if somebody is applying out of college placement opportunities like off drives and all, so they won't know right when they will be calling for face to face interviews and all. So you have to be prepared, very well prepared from beforehand. You cannot just start preparing under the day before. It does not work like that. So yeah, some level of preparation you have to start from, like ideally from first year itself, like whenever you have been introduced with the subject. But it's a good time even if you're in second year last sem or in mid second year. You have to start it from the very. You started from, yeah. You can if you start from early, you can try the same logic in 3 to 4 different languages. So you will have more skills to show to your interviewer. So you have to also, like, so many people are there, right? So competing for a same position. So you have to showcase your skills, like variety of skills. If you bring multiple skills to your recruiter, it's a high chance that they will hire you. Yeah, right. Even if it's relevant today, because now it's more relevant because AI is already there. Like AI knows all the skills you can think of. I was just supposed to come. Yeah. So before coming to AI and present scenario recruitment policies and all, recruitment patterns and all, I just want to know from you, though I am witnessing your journey throughout, but for the our audience, I just request you to tell your journey from college to corporate. Sure. If I remember, you got that internship offer from Harman, then now today here. So what was your journey all about? Sure. So while I was in my fourth year, like when I was graduating from college, I had total of 6 different offers from. You had 6 offers. Yes, sir. So basically, that time we had this simultaneous. CRS slots. Yeah. TCS, Wipro, Cognizant. Correct. Shared slots, same day, even 1 2 day back and forth. Okay. So yeah, I had 6 offers. So TCS I got from Fort Vita, and from college campus placement, Cognizant was there. Wipro was also there. Wipro I cleared first round, but I already got the offers from multiple companies, so I decided not to go forward with that. But I cleared that first round as well. From the Elite First platform, I got a Harman, Principal Global, and Mount Blue. So I chose Harman because uh, it has a brand value along with it. So I decided to go with Harman. It's a Samsung subsidiary company. Internship based for TP offers there. Yeah, no, it was. I got the direct. You got the direct. I got direct offer. Harman usually had taken few students at that time. So I was. For me, it was optional internship. So they asked me that if you want to join the internship, then you can join, else you can join directly. Yeah, directly. So I told I will join directly. Okay, the Harman interview process, I had to go for the final round to Bangalore, and that was the first time I was going out of the city to give interviews and all. And that was also the time frame was maybe 2 3 days. I remember. Yeah. Those days came and you have to go to. Correct. So few rounds in our college we get, and after the shortlisting of that round, they asked to give the last round face to face. Final round in the office itself. So that was the first time I went to Bangalore. So it was a completely different experience. Like I am going alone, traveling for an interview. And this was the first time I think you are moving out of West Bengal. Yes. For alone, basically. Like with family, I went for alone for a job purpose. This was first time, and I was nervous that I'm traveling so much. Like I'm going to a different city to give interview. I'm spending so much money on flights and all. I can't give the order. So yeah, there we had 3 4 more rounds on in their premises itself, and I got the letter of intent immediately on that day. So I was very happy. So that I joined Harman and I worked for around 2 years over there. 2 years around 2 years as an associate engineer, associate software engineer. How was your journey over there? How was the company MBA? How was your journey? So it was basically during COVID time. So I joined from home itself. You have to work from home. Work from home, and I worked on the embedded systems. Okay. So embedded systems. Yeah. Now the good thing is, like for that embedded systems itself, like when you work in a company, that time programming does come in play, but your core basic subjects, I like engineering subjects like networking. So everything was live in front of me. Like how the applications were there. Like I have to use that core logic and use all the knowledge you have gathered during a before phase. Correct. So even in our college, we had this GATE exam.
It was mandatory.
It was mandatory at that time.
NPTEL was mandatory.
NPTEL was
It's also mandatory right now.
Okay.
Giving GATE and NPTEL till today at UMIM group, you have to give the GATE and NPTEL exam. It's mandatory.
Oh, right. So due to GATE exam, so I prepared most subjects. Like for networking, I prepared for GATE specifically because in placement we don't require so much networking. So networking I prepared for GATE, the digital electronics and the compiler design and everything I prepared for GATE. So all that came very handy in my Harman like daily work because there we were using embedded systems and C was the C and C++ was the core language used there. So it was out of like I did not expect all those to be there. Like I thought
it was also new MBS.
New MBS, yeah. And so I thought that only programming they will assign me tasks, programming logics, and we have to complete. So yeah, it was very different than the college experience, like college assessment and all. Their expectations were different, and how you work there was different. Yeah.
From Harman, you moved to Oracle.
Yes. So the Oracle. So what I did was I kept my LinkedIn updated throughout the.
So just before that question, that coming to your Oracle journey, I just want to ask you one thing. At this present time, even if you are also in that time when LinkedIn was very important, what do you feel that how much LinkedIn affects our professional career?
For me, it has benefited very highly, I would say, because LinkedIn is a platform where you can showcase your skill. Like it's your online CV, basically online portfolio, like your online free portfolio. You
got that Oracle option from LinkedIn itself.
Yes. So during even I think at the end of 1.5 year of my experience
in
Harman, various HR started to reach out through LinkedIn. So one of the HR was from Oracle. So I gave multiple interviews there that time also, but one of the HR was from Oracle, and they took 3-4 rounds, and I got the offer directly from there. So I did not have to attend any online test or any
direct offer.
Direct.
Based on your experience in Harman.
Based on experience, not direct offer. There were interview rounds. Yeah, but I did not have to apply or give any online test.
Called you up.
They directly called for interview.
Correct. Appear for you.
Correct. They directly called for interview.
And at that point of time, you were only having 1.5 years of experience. That's a very good thing.
Right. So that time I gave the interview and they handed me offer. One of the most challenging thing in Harman was not in Harman, switching from Harman was that they had this 3 months notice period. But based on the interview and the my experience, they agreed to wait for 3 months. So I had this Oracle. Yeah, it's very difficult for other companies to wait for so long. They want immediate joiners. But that time Oracle was supportive of that okay, we will wait for 3 months, and I joined after 3 months to Oracle.
How long you worked in Oracle?
So in Oracle, another 1 and 8 months or 1 to 10 months I worked there, and I had no plans of living there. I was not actively applying or actively searching for any opportunities. But again, through LinkedIn itself, I got HR reaching out from Microsoft and Google that time itself.
So your LinkedIn is a very powerful tool actually. It worked as a very powerful tool.
Yeah, it worked as a very, very powerful tool because I did not do anything fancy with my LinkedIn. I just kept it updated, and whoever I knew, I kept a connection, and once in a while I posted something, but it was not very something out of the world I did with the LinkedIn profile. I just kept it updated with a good photograph and my.
You joined Harman after passing out your BTech.
Yes.
Before passing out your BTech.
Yeah, before passing out.
Before passing out.
I remember my joining date was October 2020.
So 2020 means you are past 16-20. But by that time you had already passed.
Yeah, but my internship date was 6 months before that. So while I did not receive my degree, I had the internship option.
But you had not opted for that.
I did not opt it because I wanted to be in college.
You worked in Harman for how many years? 2 years.
Approximately 1 year, 9 months.
9 months. Then you moved to Oracle.
Oracle.
In Oracle, it is around 1.8, 1 year, 8 months.
Yes.
And then to Microsoft.
Yeah, then to Microsoft.
something. If anyone is your fresher is listening or this your journey, obviously the question will come to his mind. Ki, Ravida, what do you think? How is it possible passing out in 2020 and by 2023, 4 you are in Microsoft? How will describe your journey?
So it's very see, once you get okay, one more thing I would like to mention, like when you go inside a company, initial few weeks or months, they will assess you based on what you can do. They will give you tasks, small tasks. Like as I mentioned, I joined as associate engineer. So give me small tasks, like initially to understand the level of understanding my potential on what kind of thing I can work on. So that time it is very important for you to like put your 100%. Like you have to understand initial few weeks and months, you have to show your skills again in your team. Basically, your recruiters will be different, your team will be different. So if you showcase your skill properly to the team, they will give you good work. Because once see again in the company there are various kind of work. Support work can be there, maintenance work can be there. Everything you have to do. So, but development work, or if there is any new project which they think you will not be able to handle at a higher level, then they will not assign that to you. So initially you have to show your skill that I can do this, I can take up this responsibility, I am capable of that. Attitude is required. Attitude, learning that I am eager to learn, I can take up. Can do this. Yes, correct. Eagerness to do whatever the task is given and all. Yeah. So I believe in Harman I created that impression initially. So I was given the task on a new project to develop a whole separate module by myself. Like it was a complete module development ownership I have taken as an associate. So that helped my resume a lot. So that highlights that you have taken ownership and you have delivered that. So that is one key point once you join any organization to keep in mind that you have to take your task what you want to do, because they will give you according to your level, your potential, what they're expecting, what they think you are good at. Correct. And how was your life in Microsoft? Microsoft, I think you joined as a SD. Yeah, SD. Yeah, SD. I joined Microsoft as a SD, and after 1 year, 2 months, I was promoted to SD2. So within 1 year, I again same funda I used there. Like initially, I showed that I can take up ownership, I can take up feature development. So it was in Microsoft. I joined the team for Microsoft Copilot Studios. So it's what can I say? The hot selling product from Microsoft right now, and all the eyes are on Copilot Studio for Microsoft, and all the investors and everything is pouring money for Copilot Studio. So being in the team itself was a huge deal, right? So after joining there, initially we took up some tasks, and again, your manager will be continuously assessing you that what kind of tasks you are able to do, what kind of tasks can be given to you. So after 1 or 2 months, I was given the work of feature development of a core feature, which is now live. Like few days back, I shared that LinkedIn post as well. Like from the higher management, they shared my feature, which was developed by us. So that was one of the most important work from Copilot Studio, and based on that, I was offered the promotion as well. But during the promotion itself, I received another offer from Google. So currently, so let us congratulate you for joining Google very shortly. Yes. Okay. So Ravi, I think by this time the audience is very clear about your journey. What advice you want to give to your to those students who are in this placement journey and all, doing aspiring for jobs? What advice you want to give? So, like for freshers who are just going into the industry, your juniors. So what advice you want to give? So what advice I would give to my juniors, right? So yeah, whoever whatever, like if they have joined engineering, so they have something in mind, right? They have some expectations of what they want out of the engineering career. So whether they are in first year, second year, third year, or fourth year, it's never too late to start, basically. So whoever is in whichever part of their journey, they can start immediately from there if they are thinking that it is too late. So it's never too late. Even today, like every day, the technology is changing, and we have to learn every day anyways. So even when you join the company, you have to keep on learning with the new skills. But one core thing which I would suggest is like current in today's scenario, there is AI which can do everything for you. So I would suggest at least when you are learning, don't use too much AI to do your tasks. Like take help from AI once you are clear from your side. Like use your AI as your mentor, not your worker. Okay, so don't make AI do all of your tasks and showcase that as yourself. That's one of the key thing which I think in current
very, very important part.
current scenario, which is very relevant.
Too much dependency on AI will ultimately, will be a loss for yourself, because ultimately during the placement you have to do by your own.
Yes, correct. And you have to be present over there. Even in companies, we use AI. Like all the software developers at present are using AI, but the AI will write so many things that if you don't have the knowledge, you cannot shortlist what to keep and what is wrong or what is right. Because in AI can develop anything, but whether that is matching the standards, whether that is correct or not,
But
if you don't have the
again,
knowledge,
that is post employment. Once
Right.
you're getting the job, but during your placement, process, whenever you are in the placement process, you have to,
you have to be prepared from yourself.
and you have to do it. Because
Your,
AI
your,
will not
your,
get.
your brain is your AI that time. The output should come out from your brain. Your whoever is taking the interview will assess you, not the AI, right? So you should present yourself like that. So for presenting yourself like that, you have to practice without the support of AI. I would.
So before ending, before coming to the conclusion, I must thank you for coming over here, because whatever the advices you are giving to the students, that is very helpful. Though I'm sure for that. Okay. Basically, if I ask you in another way, what is your advice? What will be your advice? Two, three liner advice. Uh, you want to give to the students, your juniors who are preparing for the placement, who are appearing in the drives. What are the advices?
Sure. So, who are preparing for the placements, the very first thing is the entry point is the CV, right? So, the CV should be well aligned with the job description of the company. So, put the relevant information in the CV which you are confident of and what the company wants. So, that is first thing. Second is now once the CV is shortlisted, you have to go for the coding rounds and coding apti rounds or coding round, whatever it is. So now you cannot prepare that in one day. Just that you have CV got shortlisted and now you are thinking to get prepared. So you have to practice from very beginning. So you have to follow the 3 P's, right? First P is practice, second P is practice, even third P is also practice. So you have to practice as much as possible. Another advice will be while you are practicing, please don't take help from ChatGPT. Like AI help or any kind of thing which can solve your problem. Suppose you select a problem, you try to solve, and you're not able to solve, and within 2-3 minutes you give AI tool to solve it. So that won't help you anyway. Like it will give the answer, you will see the answer once, and it's done. It won't have that long-lasting impact. If you go relentlessly to try the solve that problem for 1-2 days, and then you find the answer, then it will be stuck in your mind. And the last thing which helped me personally was LinkedIn. So I would recommend everyone to keep their LinkedIn updated and put any achievement, any achievement you are proud of, any achievement you want to show. Yeah, that's all for myself.
Thank you. Thank you, Ravi, for coming over here. I just called you once and you came over here all of a sudden. And many congratulations for your next endeavor. And we are really proud that you're joining Google from next month.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you and all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.